Hey kids, guess what? It's not supper night. It's not dinner night. It's not breakfast night. It's laundry night. I'm going to show you what I do to make some homemade laundry detergent. That way you know what's in it, and it's pretty economical. It's not much stuff needed, so it's pretty easy. And let me show you what I got together for us. Okay, let me show you what I've got together. I got some containers. These are half-gallon containers to put the soap in when we're done. I have some washing soda. I have some borax. I have a grater. And this is the gem. I have some leftover soap. We're always throwing it away. There's bucket loads of it. You get it from hotels if you go visiting. You've got leftover scraps when you're done in the shower. So what I do is I just save them, throw them into something for a while, let them dry out, and then I have them ready for what we're going to do today. First thing I'm going to do is I sort them, make sure that there's nothing in here that's got any fragrances in it that I don't want, and then I'm going to shred them into a powder. And that's what I'm going to do now here in just a moment with the grater. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, kids, so if you use a grater, I don't know if you can see this very well or not. You see you get these granulated pieces of soap flakes, which is great. But if you really want to have some fun, get out your old cutting board, a Ziploc bag, and a meat mallet, and go to see how much you get a nice fine powder, and that's what you want. That will melt easier on the stove when you're taking and making your washing detergent. So I'm going to have some more fun, beat up some more soap, and be back in a minute. Okay, just to give you a little idea of the process, this is what I did. I put the pieces of soap into the bag. I've completely sealed the bag up because you don't want to be smelling the dust that's coming off of this. And then I'm going to start whacking on it like this. And I'll show you in a little bit, in just a bit. This is about 15 seconds into the pulverizing of the soap powder. Okay, this is about another 15 or so seconds into it. You'll see the powder in there. I generally try to shake it and loosen it up a little bit just to make sure that all the soap has been pulverized to small powder, which is what we want. And then I just put it in my container and keep on going. Okay, now we're over to the stove. I got me a big saucepan. And what I have out so far is I have 6 cups of warm water from the tap. I have 2 tablespoons of the soap flakes, a 1/4 cup of both the washing soda and the borax. And I'm going to get the water warm on the stove and then add the soap. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so the water's starting to steam. Here's my soap flakes. I'm just going to dump those in. And if you can look there, you'll see why we want those to be as small as possible, because we're going to stir this around and get all that stuff dissolved. Now, I'm using an old whisk. I had set this aside a long time ago for the sole purpose of making laundry detergent. So if you've got something that's, that you don't want to use again for cooking, that's great. So while you're waiting, I'm just going to be making soap water, getting all this stuff to dissolve. So I'll be back in a little bit as soon as it's done. Oh, done. That's funny. As soon as the soap flakes are dissolved. Okay, the soap water is nearly got all the soap flakes dissolved. So I wanted to show you what we're going to be doing next to get ready. So I'm over to the sink. I'm going to rerun in some hot water. And I'm going to take this is a 1 gallon pitcher. I'm just going to put a little bit of water in the bottom. It really doesn't matter how much, but this is just to temper your pitcher, so when we start pouring the hot liquid into this, that it doesn't melt your pitcher. Now we're going to go back over to the stove here, and we're going to see where we are here with this. It's all foamy and bubbly, but it's basically just soap water. So now we're going to take and add our washing soda. This is that 1/4 cup. We're going to add our borax to it. And what it's going to happen is it's going to sound gritty when you start to stir this. But you're going to feel the consistency change. And what's going to happen is it's going to start to all dissolve and start to make almost like a really thick jello kind of consistency. But what we're going to do is just get this all stirred together. It doesn't take very long at all. Main thing is just to get it kind of melted into there, all incorporated, and then we're going to pour that into our pitcher. So I'm going to stir this for just a moment or two longer. Oh yeah, I can feel the difference. You'll feel it. You'll feel it change. And you'll also not hear that gritty sound on the bottom of your pan anymore either. It'll start to thicken a little bit and you'll feel it. So I'm going to pop this off the stove here and head over to the sink and start pouring. Okay, so I've moved to the sink. I've got everything poured into here from the container. I went ahead and rinsed out my pan with it and added it to the mixture we already have here. And now what I'm going to do is just add some more water. This will not turn out like a really thick gelatin or anything like that, but you might have to swizzle it again with your whisk a little bit to break it all up. And you only need about a half a cup of this per laundry. Okay, I filled it all up. It's all done. I'm going to put the lid on this container, set it aside for a day. And once it's doing its day set, it'll start to congeal a little bit. I'm going to use my whisk and I'll break it all up a little bit so that it will make like maybe stringy gelatin. And then it's ready for the laundry. Don't worry about the stringy gelatin. It'll take and automatically come out when you put it in the wash. But again, you only need maybe a half a cup at the most of this for your laundry loads. And it's real cheap and inexpensive to make too. Okay, I forgot to add, you can also take and fragrance this with some essential oils if you want to. I like orange, so I'm going to put about 5 or 6 drops of orange or so in there. I'm not really measuring. Depends on, I guess, how much orange smell you want to it, but that's my favorite anyway. Stir it in. Again, let it set for a day. Use it tomorrow if you want to, as early as tomorrow. Half a cup, maybe at the most. It will not make a whole lot of suds, but it's not that important. They put stuff in your laundry detergents at the store to make them make bubbles. This will not make bubbles, but it'll still get your clothes clean. I hope you enjoy this. Have fun with it.